Good evening, dear all. It's English Without Borders. It's Thursday, and we are having our regular Thursday webinars. Thank you all for joining. Today we are hosting Sofiya Khudoberdieva, who will be talking and giving a presentation about refining compositional skills. Let me give you some words about Sofiya. Sofiya Khudoberdieva received a diploma in linguistics with distinction from Khorog State University and a certificate of a successful completion of the Postgraduate Preparatory Program of the University of Central Asia. Since 2016, Sofiya has been working as an English instructor at Khorog State University. Sofiya has recently finished a program, English Teacher Mentoring Program, and she participated there from 2021 from November 2021 to June 2022, and she got a certificate on ETM program. She also received a small grant from English Without Borders, and she conducted a workshop for the English secondary teachers in Shugnan district. Sofiya is a very active member of different English language association. She's an active member of English Without Borders, and she's also an active member of Khorog English Teachers Association, where she used to give several presentation and workshop. Thank you, Sofiya, for doing this webinar and presentation for our audience. And now, please, the floor is yours.
So, thank you, Teacher Gonoro. Hello, dear participants. I'm really happy to see you with us. Before starting my session, I would like to express my warm gratitude for these three big letters, EWB. Why? Because they made us one strong team. They just gathered all the English teachers around the globe in order to share their experience, their knowledge with each other. And at the same time, we learn many, many beneficial things from experienced teachers. Thank you, respect. So now to share my presentation with you, share my screen with you. Can you see it? Thank you. So before touching my title, I just want to go with you through one story. So this story was mentioned by Jalaluddin Rumi. He just mentioned this story in one of the warm discussion. So all of us know who was Majnun and who was Layla. And his Majnun real name was Qais, we know. And when he was fall in love with Layla, on that time, Harun al-Rashid was the empire. And he said that I cannot see the Qais. I cannot see Qais. Why? And when he heard the love of Qais for Layla, he just said that, who is that Layla? That our Qais became mad of her, became Majnoon of her. Majnoon means madman. Then he said that I want to see that lady. I want to see Layla, that what Majnoon found on her. People brought Layla. She was with vein. And when she took off her vein, Harun al-Rashid looked at her and said, oh, you are not extraordinary. You are as ordinary as all other women who are around me. You are usual woman. You are usual lady. Can you tell me, what do you have that our Majnoon lost his mind because of you? Then she said that if you want to see my beauty, you have to look at me with the eyes of Majnoon. Or you can close your both eyes and look at me with the other eyes. So if we analyze this story, it has deep critical meaning, but we will not touch it internally. We just go through the sides that it has connection to my topic. So when doesn't matter, it is reading skill or it is writing skill or listening skill. If, for example, we hate it or we don't love it, they will not become close to us. But if we look through inner eyes to them, I mean with the eyes of love, desire, respect, and positive glance, we will love them, we will see the beauty. The same for Harun al-Rashid, as was the advice. So now I want to introduce you with the title of the topic. It is Building the Habit of Writing. It is not something new for you. You have gone through this topic for many, many times. And the information that I also want to share with you, it is also not new. But I just want to share it with you and to learn something from you as well. So building the habit of writing, I just want to say that how we can build the habit. We just build the habit through desire. First of all, we have to have desire, we have to have love, we have to have positive glance. In my presentation, I have outline. So first I will cover introduction, then what is writing for you, then tips to create daily writing habit, then benefits of daily writing, then conclusion. It is my outline. So I just want to share with you that whenever I enter to my classroom, doesn't matter which kind of subject is it phonetics or grammar or English practice, I found writing difficult for my students. And once I entered to one group and I said that let's start from one precept. I will write on the board precept and you have to share with me your reflection, your ideas, but not orally, in written form. And what I found, majority of the students said that, no, we just want to express our ideas orally because we accustom orally. Then I said that, no, we have to create habit of writing. And I started to work from the precept. How I created the habit for my students, I started to start my lesson with the precept. First I entered and then I wrote on the board precept, and then I said that everyone should take their pens and please write your reflection, write your opinions, write your thoughts about the precept. So, and the same I do with you today. So here I have one precept. You fail only if you stop writing. Can you please read it, think about it, and share with me your reflection? how can you interpret this precept? Precept, we know it is quote, it is saying, and we see something in this saying, in this quote. And what we can see, different teachers have different ideas. Okay, Marin Yoshoeva mentioned that writing is the skill of language. Mauluda mentioned that we should continue working on our writing skill if we would like to improve it. So Munavar mentioned that I think sometimes it is really important to stop, otherwise you start writing too much not related to the topic. Gulnoro mentioned that writing helps us evaluate our skills. Once we see what we can express through writing, it gives us. Writing must be our habit, but at the beginning, it is very difficult, yes. It gives us a clue what aspects we should work more on. Very brilliant ideas. And here Munawar says that writing must be our habit, but at the beginning it is very difficult. I do agree with you, Munawar. Mary mentions that writing, it is an important skill. If we stopped it, we cannot find ourselves further. Yes. Yes. Gulnoro mentioned that writing guides us. So I do agree with you. I do agree with all of the answers that you have mentioned here. Yes, and as Mauluda here mentioned that we should continue working on our writing skill if we would like to improve it, or we have to continue it. Otherwise, if we stop forever. So I appreciate your ideas. They are so brilliant ideas. I do agree with that, with you. And here we have precept, you fail only if you stop writing. Yes. It means that the more we write, the better result we have. Now, can we go through the second slide? It is, what is writing for you? Again, I ask you a question that, what is writing for you personally? Here, by this I mean that when, for example, you hear the word writing, what first comes to your mind? When I say writing, what comes to your mind? For example, word comes or grammar or vocabulary. I need just word here or sentence you want to share with me, but not somebody's rule, not the rule from the book, just your own words. What is writing personally for you? I hope you understand. Yes, for Gulnoro, writing, it is idea connecting sentences. It is for teacher Gulnoro. For Marin Yoshoeva, writing shows our knowledge everywhere because the government checking written mostly. Yes, in secondary school, yeah. So Mauluda expressing thoughts. For Mauluda, writing is expressing thoughts. When she says writing, the first thing that comes to her mind, it is expressing thoughts. Very good. Idea connecting sentences. Yes, for me, it is for EWB, it is a type of communication. So writing, create the book, notebook, computer. Very good. Yes, for Munawar, when he says writing, the first thing that comes to mind, it is expressing your ideas in written form. Very good. Writing, it is the world I love traveling throughout. Very brilliant ideas, teacher. It is a type of communication, yes. Very good. So you see different people have different ideas, different thoughts about writing. When, for example, for someone it is kind of word, for someone it is a sentence, for someone it is traveling, and for someone it is just my pen and paper. And for some other, it is just, they say that it is difficult skill. And can we just look and go through this slide? This is just my own sentences. Writing ability is like strength training. It is just, writing needs to be done daily, just like exercise, just the muscles grow stronger with exercise. Writing skills improve quickly with writing practice. So when we just say the word writing, for some people it says that when I say the writing, it is just pen. For some other people, it is just paper. For some other people, they say that it is just strength training for me. And I have to do it every day as make myself stronger. And some people say that no, writing, it just needs break also. But some other says that no, if the teacher or if the person stops writing, he just lose many things. So here I just have another question for the participants. What are some tips which can create daily writing habit? Yes, for example, we just went through the writing, that writing is word, writing is sentence, writing is paper, writing is pen. And we just said that we have to make habit of that. And then now we have that, can you share with me, in order to have the habit of writing, do you know some tips? For example, they work for you or you just know them, but they don't work for you. Share with me some tips that they can create daily writing habit. Might be you share them with your students or with some others, that what are they? So here Marhabo has such kind of answer, writing every day about your day. It is kind of tip. Zuro has write social media posts. Try to start from creating a list of things you need to buy or things you need to do for a week. Read something and paraphrase in your writing. Okay. Very good. Yes. Okay, different people have different tips, different teachers, of course. So, but there are some tips that they work for everyone, and also there are tips that they just work for some. So here, So Zuro says that read something and paraphrase in your writing. Okay. Write your most memorable moments. Yes, why not? Moira says that making diary. Assessments, yes, very good ideas. Message your friends in English, very good. Write, Mavluda says that one of the tip, it is write a reflection. For Mary, it is maybe grammar, words, yes. For me, writing tip, it is kind of maybe grammar. It is, Mary says, it's kind of essay, exposition. Yes. It is letters, emails, comments, ending stories. Yes, very good. Passages. You see how many ideas we already have, that what are some tips? It is just message for your friend. It is just write a reflection. It is keep a diary. Just work with grammar, words. It is kind of letters, comments. You see? So, and before sharing some tips with you, I have here two pictures. Here it is just write a picture that a person touches his head. It gives signal that writing is difficult. And he just looks at the situation with these eyes. He does not look at the situation with the with other eyes, which I said in the beginning. But I told you that when we look at the situation with love, with smile, with desire, it becomes piece of cake for us. Therefore, in the next slide, I just wrote here, I just provided for you one joke. Can you just please read it by yourself? Then I will read it for you. The boy says, my father's name is Laughing, and my mother's name is Smiling. Teacher says, you must be kidding. The boy, no, that's my brother. I'm joking. So why I just put this picture here, nothing is impossible. When we look at the things with smile, with laugh, with happy heart, it becomes easy. But if, for example, we just, any teacher says that writing and we touch our head, and then there is no idea, there is no thoughts. But if we just look at it with smile and we have some other ideas, the ideas come by themselves. So here we have some tips that to create daily writing habits. They are the tips that I have found them. Your tips are also very, very brilliant and they work for us. And we can use them in our writing lessons. We can use them with our students who don't have habit. And here I have some other tips, might be they also can work with you and with your students. The first tip that I want to share, it is set a small daily goal. By this, I mean that creating a new writing habit. Start with a small goal, perhaps just one sentence a day. So, for example, when I have a situation that when I ask my student to write her opinion about the precept, she said that, teacher, I just have answer orally. Then I said, no, I need your written form. She says that, what is the difference between oral and written? I said, for me, it is big issue. Can you just write it? Then she says that, teacher, from my childhood, I hate writing and I don't have habit and I don't work with it. Then I said that it means that you didn't have desire, you didn't have goal. If you had desire, if you had goal, why not? Might be writing would be your favorite skill. So creating a new writing habit, start with a small goal, perhaps just one sentence a day. For example, if I set for myself that today I wake up and my first task is to write something good, ideas for me that my day will be very perfect today. Then I just describe some other ideas that why I predict such. And if every day I continue it, I improve my writing, and before improving, I already have the habit. When I wake up, I know, oh, my first task today, it is to take my notebook, to take my pen and to write 2 or 3 sentences on that. So the second one is don't break the chain. Yes. On your calendar, write an X for every day you write. Keep your calendar where you can see it to remind yourself to not break the chain of X. Just write every day of your life, then see what happens. So when, for example, I set for myself goal that my task is to improve my writing, to make first for myself a habit of writing, then I start with the desire. If I had desire, then my desire pushes me to have a notebook and to have a pen. Then my desire again pushes me that, hey, wake up and to write something about your day or about your memory, doesn't matter. Then it would be easy if we tell to our students that you have to have calendar with you, doesn't matter, you have to note there. For example, you have to tick there that, yes, I wrote. And then, as Ray says, that just write every day of your life, then see what happens. We see our improvement by ourselves. If we keep this writing every day, if we write every day without pause and without break, then we will see the result by ourselves. So the third point, which we can share with our student, it is write whenever you can. Sometimes we just provide excuse that when, for example, we give a home task to our students, something for writing, then they the next day come and say that, teacher, I was not at home. I was busy with something else. But this gives us advice that doesn't matter. You are at doctor's office, or you are at class, or you are somewhere. You have to write. They are just excuses, because those people who provide excuses as they don't have habit. But those students who have already habit, they don't have excuses. They just show you their writing, they just provide you their writing, and they just show you their result. So the next is time your writing sessions. Of course, if, for example, we just teach these tips to our students, we just tell them, if you write something, if you already have habit, don't start just from 25 minutes. First, you have to set for yourself, might be 3 minutes, in order to not give up. Then for the next time, 5 minutes. For the next time, 7 minutes. Then you want, for example, you will increase your vocabulary resource. Your ideas come every day. Then you want to add extra minutes to your writing. Then it comes to 25 and 30 an hour if you have habit. So then the next is find your deeper motivation. There always has to be a motivation for why you want to write and why you want to make it habit you actually stick with. As in the beginning, I said that we have to have motivation. We have to have the goal that why we want to write, for what is our goal, and the motivation demands from us that what is my goal of writing, for what I write, and why I want to make it habit for myself. Therefore, if you have question in your mind and what is your deeper motivation, then it works for you. Then you can make habit for yourself. So now I want to ask you some question that, imagine that, for example, you told everything about the habit, about the writing, about the tips of writing, for example, how can they create the habit for themselves. Then they know everything. Then you have a question, for example, can you tell me the benefits, the positive sides? For example, if the students already have habit, what will be the result? What will be the income? What will be the benefits of this having a habit? So can you please write me if, for example, students already have habits, they start writing, they start to express their thoughts, ideas, then what will be the benefits of it? Once I told my student that I shared the tips with him and I shared some information about the writing, then he said that, teacher, you said it. And then what will be the benefit? If, for example, I create habit for myself, if I write every day, then what will be the result? What will be the benefit? Then I told him, you have to have first created, started, then you see the benefit by yourself. Yes, Mary here mentioned that once we create the habits, of course, we improve the writing skill. If the students already have the habit, they have to improve their writing skill. They will have developed critical thinking skills, vocabulary, spelling, synonyms, antonyms. They will have improved analytical skill. Yes. It is create their grammar, vocabulary, their idea and thoughts, of course. If they start writing, they pay attention to the grammar, they pay attention to the vocabulary, they pay attention to their idea, they analyze it, they think about it, then they just write something. Very good. I absolutely agree with you, Mary. Okay, we just want to, They will become more creative in life in general because they not only hear, but see their thoughts, ideas, assumptions, and so on. Of course, yes, I do agree with this idea that once they have the habit, once they start their writing, they can become more creative. They see their thoughts, ideas, assumptions, and so on. Okay. They will, yes. They can improve their analytical skill as well. Why not? So here we have one more message. They will start to see the world from a bigger perspective. Yes, once they start to write, they just see the world from the bigger perspective, and as you have mentioned, that they will have journey with it. Thank you. And here I have some other benefits of daily writing. Once, for example, the students already have habits when they start to write something, when they just keep writing every day, of course, they will see the benefits of their writing. The first benefit is they will communicate with clarity. By this, I mean that unlike talking, when you write, you look for more sophisticated words and expressions to describe what you have in mind. This helps you build a structure that will allow you to express yourself better and communicate complex ideas in a much more effective way. It is clear for us that when they write and they see the improvement in their writing, day by day, they want to search more sophisticated words and expressions in order to make their writing colorful. And they want to express their thoughts with better grammar. They pay attention to their vocabulary, they pay attention as well to their grammar. So the second effective way it is writing will help you recover memories. So you will be surprised at how writing is able to bring back old and almost forgotten memories. For instance, once you want to write something about your childhood in your writing, then fortunately you will remember everything. But without writing, you didn't get this kind of opportunity. But once you come to the writing, it gives you help to recover your memories. And what is another benefit inside of this expression? And if your memories are happy, you will put a smile on your face. Yes, while you are writing, although you hate this writing, with happy memories, again, you decrease your stress. So, the third one is you will be more productive. By this, I mean that writing activates the neurons in your brain and gets it ready to overcome the rest of the tasks. You can use it as a kind of warm-up at the beginning of the day. Of course, if you start your writing at the beginning of the day, it can be your warm-up. And as we know that it activates the neurons in our brain, in our mind. So the fourth one, that the benefit we can see, it is we will make better decisions. When writing, you clear up your thoughts, and obviously clear thinking allows you to make better choices. You will have a lot of written memories, as we mentioned, but with better decisions. The last one, you will learn new vocabulary each day. For example, when you come to writing and then you want to share, to express one really significant thing, one really significant word that you really want to mention that word, but you don't know, for example, that word in English. You search it. Every day you face with new word. And by this, you will improve your vocabulary resource. As we know, remember the saying, it is use it or lose it. It means that if we learn the vocabulary, it means that we have to use it. Otherwise, we lose it. How we can use it? We have chance to put it in our notebook, to write something, word with it, expression with it, sentence with it, or paragraph with it. Then it gives us chance, we use it. If not, today I use it, tomorrow I lose it. So these were some benefits of the daily writing. Here, I have two precepts that they can also push you to writing. One is writing is not easy, but learning and practice make it easy. If you want to be a writer, you must do two things above all others: read a lot and write a lot. So now you have a chance, you have an opportunity to take one of these precepts and to interpret it with 3 or 4 sentences, or even 2 sentences. What did you understand? What do these 2 precepts tell you? How can you imagine that you are in a class and your teacher says that if you want to be a writer, you must do 2 things above all others: read a lot and write a lot. Or if you, for example, ask these 2 precepts, these 2 quotes, your students, what will be their answers? We already have a habit. From now, we just start to interpret the precepts. And now you have time to share your opinion, your ideas about these 2 precepts, and we can conclude this session with these 2 precepts as well. Here, Bakhti Begim just wrote that, again, reading is the best friend of writing. Yes, as we mentioned that the source of all the skills is reading, and everything starts with reading. The more you read, the better writing you have. And then Bakhti Begim also mentioned that reading is the best friend of writing. Yes, I do agree with you, Bakhti Begim. Yes, the source of writing is reading. And the more we read, the more we analyze, the better writing we can produce. Writing is not easy, but learning and practice make it easy. If you want to be a writer, you must do 2 things above all others: read a lot and write a lot. Mavluda just says that when a person reads a lot, he or she will be able to write better ideas and use a richer vocabulary. Yes. You support, Mavluda here supports the Bakhti Begum ideas that everything starts from reading. We all have opinions about something, but we may not have the right vocabulary to express our thoughts in a way we see it, because what I think might be clear to me with one sentence or 5 words, but to make it clear for my readers to communicate with the message, I need to have a more sophisticated language. Thank you, very beautiful words. The more we read, the more sophisticated language we get. Thank you. Marin Yoshoeva says that live and learn. Yes, Suhra says that the more you read and learn, the more things you will know. Yes. Everything starts from learning. The more we learn, the more we read, the more we get. Yes, if you take the pen and if you start writing, the ideas are coming more and more. And it is great, your critical thinking. You can improve by this. Some good ideas can come to our minds when we are reading a beautiful story. Very good. A good reader always has ideas when it comes to writing. Yes, Marhabo mentions that a good reader always has ideas when it comes to writing. Very beautiful words. You see, as you have already habit, as you have written many things here, you just show that your writing is perfect. You have very brilliant writing. Just your words here show that you already have habit. Means that if you have habit, the students also have it. Yes. So thank you for your answers. I really appreciate your answers. They just again prove that you are teachers that you would never stop writing. You have very colorful writing. So I just want to conclude my presentation with these two precepts. Writing is not easy, but learning and practice make it easy. It means that when we just go through the writing, we just analyze writing by itself. Of course, it seems difficult. It looks difficult. But what are the keys that open this door? They are learning and practice. By learning, I mean reading. By practice, again, I told that habit. If we have habit every day, we practice. We don't forget about the writing because we already have habit. This habit every time informs us that, hey, you have to you have to do some practice. The second is, if you want to be a writer, you must do two things about all others: read a lot and write a lot. So at the beginning, we have mentioned that if, for example, students have habit and then in their habit, they see that their sentences are not colorful, their ideas are not good, then they by themselves start to read. And they read a lot and they write a lot. And they see the improvement in both of the skills, I mean, in productive skills and in receptive skills as well. So here I just finished my presentation about the habit. This was something that I shared with my students and I wanted to share with you. And thank you very much that I learned many other beneficial and useful ideas from you. That why not? I also share your tips and your benefits with my students. And I hope they will work. If my tips didn't work with some of them, yours will work with them, I hope. And thank you that you joined us and you just shared your opinion, your thoughts with us. Again, many thanks.
Thank you very much, Sofiya. Many thanks to you for this wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
That was a really useful. You have provided really useful tips and information on how we can develop students' writing from your experience and as teachers in the chat books wrote. Students usually find this skill difficult. They don't want to write, but you gave a lot of nice tips how we can develop our students' writing, and we can awake this interest in our student. And you've given a really beautiful example of a story. And I think if we, of course, we need to have, like, for writing, we need to have both eyes and heart. And our role as a teacher, maybe to help our students start to like and maybe later to love writing, because writing is a wonderful world. Once you get in that world, you will not want to leave that. Thank you, Sofiya. And now it's time for questions and answers. And I think we've got some questions from our participants. We have a question from Bakhti Begim. She's asking how much feedback should we get from others to write the final one? So it means that maybe how you want to write several. Yes, you just have some drafts. How many proofreading, maybe Bakhti Begim means how many people should proofread your writing before you submit your final one?
Personally, I think it depends on a person and on writing, which kind of writing you have. For example, if it is research or something, I personally, for example, if I just write my draft or my original one, I just show it to many experts, to many teachers, in order to give me, doesn't matter positive or negative feedback, in order to see the improvement. But it depends on the students. It might be some of them just want one feedback from one teacher. but different approaches here, I think.
Yeah, I think writing, not I think, but it's a fact that writing is subjective, and people would have the subjective assessment, and it's good to have different perspective if you give it to several people and see, like to 4 or 5 people, and see each of them, if they give the same feedback or they give different feedback, then it's also a learning process for you to see, this is so interesting. I hear this kind of feedback from this person and different feedback from the other person. But I think this is how we learn, and we can take all and make our writing piece
and some
better.
learners say that no, I just don't need many feedbacks from different people because they make confuse me. When, for example, they guide you to the different dimension, again, you just start from anything, you just change your ideas, you lose your one. But if, for example, you just have an expert and you know that her feedback or his feedback is enough for you, for your improvement, you just receive the feedback from that person, and you will just guide yourself with her, suggestion and feedback. But again, I think that depends on person.
Agree, absolutely.
Yes, might be someone just from different teachers. I think there are many possibilities.
Of course, thank you, Sophia. A question from Ramzia: is writing a skill or it's a natural talent?
So here I just say that some people say that it is a talent, God-gifted talent, that, for example, they don't, I know, for example, people that they don't, they didn't read. I mean, they didn't participate in any course of writing, but once they produce the writing, it is so beautiful. And they know, they say that we don't know the rule, we don't just focus on the rules, on the structure, but it happens to them. In that case, I say that it is God-gifted, it is talent that they received it. But in the case of skill, it is skill that it demands learning, it demands theory, and it demands practice.
Exactly, yeah. I think we all have some talents, and we all have something to develop. It's always the question of the level, who does it better, but I think everyone has a talent to do something, right? But it's
just
again,
to develop it.
Yes, we need to develop it, yes. Another question: what is the lesson or a piece of advice for writing you give mostly as an instructor?
So from the very beginning and till the end, I just carried my message that I said that keep writing, because I myself didn't have this kind of habit. And I pushed myself and I just worked on myself in order to enter to that world. And once you enter to the world of writing, then you just don't want to stop. You just keep writing. And I just advise that as an instructor, as I experience in myself, that if you just don't give up, nothing is impossible, everything is possible. If you just enter to if you just enter the door of habit, then you will see writing there. You just write, and it needs practice, it needs reading, but the first thing, it needs habit and desire. The first door, the gate will be desire. After the gate, you will enter to the door of habit.
Thank you. So next question: what is more valuable in teaching? Maybe this is a question not just about writing in general, but you can refer to writing because our topic is writing. What is more valuable in this case in writing, praise or criticism, in your opinion? If you get a piece of writing from your student, what do you think helps them more, praising them or critiquing them or criticizing?
So I think it depends on learner, that how the learner can receive it. Teachers should know, for example, their students characteristic, I mean psychologically. She or he should know that if, for example, I give a positive or negative feedback, then might be he or she again disappoint and then gives up. But if she knows that this learner, for him, just learning is important. He wants to see mistakes and he wants to correct the mistakes. He wants to improve and develop. On that case, I think criticizing is important because for further improvement. Again, approach is different.
Yeah, I agree absolutely. A question from Mehri, but I think you already answered this question. She says that a lot of students don't like writing. They say that you don't have ideas, and that they have no ideas coming to their mind when they start writing. So how to help those students?
I told you in the beginning also that why these kind of students say these excuses, because they don't have habit. If once they have this habit, they will never ever say that I don't want. As a teacher, as much we should help them that let's create the habit. I said that even with precept, you can force them to write. Even you just give them the topic or something, teachers should be creative. And then when they just have habit, they don't say these kind of excuses, I don't want, or I forgot, or I don't like. They just forget them.
Yes. So I really like the example you provided. You said that one of your students, when you gave them to write the reflection about the precept, and one of your students said, I think she didn't say that, she wrote that, I don't like writing, I hate it, even though that was not what she was asked to do that, but she did, she wrote. And this is, you can encourage and motivate her that, you see, you just wrote 3 sentences.
Yes.
You can if you want. And if you start writing something like this, if not, even if it's not relevant, later on you develop this habit. And every time you will develop also vocabulary, structure, these systematic writing, analytical, critical also writing will come through that. So this was a really good example you provided. I really like that. Thank you.
Yes, I also once did it with taking feedback from the students at the end of the session. Then one of the students said that, can I just anonymously write, or just, I said that doesn't matter, you can anonymously or you can write your name. Then he said that, but I don't want to write. I said that, just write this sentence there. I don't want to write, whatever you have right now to say orally, just write them on the paper, and then I don't have any other words with you.
Yeah.
The words that you express, just put them in paper.
Yeah. A question from Aluda, what writing habits do you have in your daily life, or maybe you started developing as a student or as a teacher now?
Yes, I kind of keep diary, and even not every day, but after 2 days, I just, whatever I did, I started to write on that diary from 2018, and I write it. And now I think it has many, many pages. Although, for example, I don't pay attention to my words. Are they sophisticated? Are they colorful words or no? I write there. And this is kind of diary that I have, and I try to continue it, and I try to express clear thoughts there, because as the poet said that once you just start, further you will pay attention to the expression, to the vocabulary, to the grammar. They will come by themselves automatically.
Yeah. Thank you. I think we can take one more question, and then it's already time to wrap up. So what is the main difference between writing and reading versus speaking and listening?
Writing and reading, speaking and listening.
So writing and reading together versus speaking and listening.
So we know that reading and listening, they are receptive skill.
Mm-hmm.
And writing and speaking, they are productive skill.
Mm-hmm.
And writing, we produce something.
Mm-hmm.
Reading, it is something that we receive it, we read it, then we produce it.
Mm-hmm. Here, the author of this question says writing, reading together in comparison with speaking and listening. What is the difference between writing, reading together versus speaking and listening?
Might be one connection also it has, as we said, that the more we read, the better we write.
Mm-hmm.
Reading can be umbrella for writing.
Yeah.
It has it can be one branch for reading. The connection is that if you read a lot, your writing will improve. The same might be in listening. You will listening, you have better pronunciation, you will pronounce the words better because you listen them, then you produce them. It is just my personal opinion. Might be there's some other things.
No, that's I agree with you. They they're all interconnected, but when you look at reading and writing, for writing you need some information and you get that from reading, and when you speak, someone listens to you, or when you listen, you have more vocabulary for speaking. So absolutely, yeah, you provided a really nice answer to this question. Thank you. Thank you, Sofiya, very much for this great webinar, and for your time and for your efforts and for your dedication to teaching and to do volunteering for English Without Borders. Really appreciate that. And thank you, dear participants, for your active participation. You participated real well, and you were very engaged and interactive. Thank you so much for that. And we hope to see you all next Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.